Hello and welcome to the latest On The Level engineering podcast. Today we're at head office and I have with me two graduate engineers who are currently on head office placement. So we've got Alex Longleather, who is a graduate engineer based in the southern region, and Maddie Harris, graduate engineer with the Highways division. They're here today just to talk about their experiences as graduate engineers. So first of all, my first question, I think I'll go to Alex. Alex, could you briefly describe your graduate journey?
I started studying engineering at Warwick University during COVID, luckily for me. And then I was looking for doing a placement just to sort of further my understanding of civil engineering. I was just searching through job sites and Jackson's came up. It looked like a nice sort of role. Didn't have to move away from home, which was quite nice. So signed up, got the placement. Started in 2022 on a site called the North Camp Accessibility Scheme, just outside the Farnborough Regional Office. So I spent a year there, sort of learning everything about a construction site. I got the opportunity to learn about setting out, especially at North Camp there was a lot of cables, so I did a lot of work with a Cat and Jenny, and then just general how managing a site.
Can I ask you, Alex, going from study, theory, to practical, is it a big jump?
It's a big jump in terms of the way your mind works. In terms of when you're studying, you always feel a little bit guilty that you're not, sort of going through your lecture notes, you're not studying and everything like that. But one of the things I really enjoyed about working was once you hit that end of the day, you can just sort of time out and just you can be done. You don't have to feel guilty about not working, But the jump in terms of putting it to practice is such a different set of skills. It's not really a jump, it's a different kind of level of working, if that makes sense. So instead of working with lecture notes and sitting there making notes all the time, it's just you're working with people and actual numbers and things like that.
Is that something you found, Maddie?
Depending on where you go, Jackson's is it's a contract company, and at uni we're more put down the route of design and structure. So in terms of working Jackson's and the contract side of it, it's a lot different to just writing notes. You're actually doing practical work and you're setting out and you're doing surveying skills, and that's something I love compared to uni just writing. So for me, it was definitely a switch up, but a good switch up. So.
And does it help further your understanding by actually doing something?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
100%. When I went back to uni, I definitely was able to put what I'd learned during my placement year into writing my dissertation.
And you found that, Alex, that kind of actually that fourth year was made easier by the fact you'd had a year of practical experience?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, when they're stood up on the in front of a lecture hall and they're saying this is a concrete beam, I've actually seen concrete. I know what concrete is now. And you look at everyone around, it's like, what goes into concrete? How does it get delivered on site and things like that? It's just something you just don't even think about anymore. I haven't been on site for.
It's cemented up here.
Yes.
So Maddie, Alex given us a nice overview of his journey into Jackson. Could you do the same, please? Where did you study and how did you first get involved in Jackson?
So I studied at Nottingham Trent University, again doing civil engineering. I was on a sandwich course from the beginning, looking to move into a placement through second year. I believe I found Jackson's on Indeed, I think. And then obviously you do research into the company, and all the projects they were on just seemed amazing, to be honest. And I applied and I worked in the eastern region to begin with because I was living with my grandparents, so I was able to work on more road schemes, infrastructure schemes, so I was able to see that side of it using the total station, GPS and all of the surveying equipment. I then moved to highways, which is known to be more maintenance, but I was actually on many different schemes where I learned technical skills. We did sheet piling, We did concrete delamination, joint investigations, joint designs for bridges.
But both of you have come back.
Yes.
You did your placement year.
Yeah.
You qualified, got your degree, and I suppose at that point you have a decision to make whether to go into the world of war. Well, you can do anything, I suppose. It's a free world, isn't it?
Yes.
Maybe Alex, I can ask you. Why did you decide to come back?
To put it simply, it just felt right. I knew everyone. I knew what I was signing up for. I'd seen other graduates on my time as a placement. I knew what the process was. So why would I go to a different company when I've already got the roots set up in at Jackson's? I enjoyed working here as a placement. Why would I not enjoy it as a graduate?
Is that still the case?
We'll see what it's like after head office. No, I'm joking. Yes, of course.
So you came back.
Yes.
Because you're now on the head office placement.
Yes.
But you went to a site to start off with, did you? And then
I'm in a bit of a weird situation in terms of my sort of gang, if you want to call it, don't have a project for me at the moment. So I've sort of been on loan to other places around the southern region. So I was at Limminster for 2 months, putting tarmac down, proving ducts, doing as-builts for them, just tidying up the last few bits and bobs for that project.
And do you know where you're going to go after this, or?
Also, no. There's a couple of things out there at the moment. I've been told I possibly could be moving to Sizewell,
okay.
Which would be moving away for me. And there's also a project just around the corner from where I live, but that doesn't start till the summer, I believe. So in the meantime, I don't exactly know yet.
Where's the what project you're talking about?
Millmead Fish Pass. It's in Guildford.
Okay.
It's a fish pass. That's about all I know about it. So,
how would you feel about moving away from home for a bit?
I mean, we've done it for head office, so it's been quite nice, really. The flats we've been given while we're up here is really nice and everything. So, I'm hoping to have a similar situation for Sizewell, but I don't really know what that would entail at the moment. No. So,
watch this space.
Watch this space. Yeah.
How about you, Maddie? You've been here 6 months.
Yes.
You joined you came straight from university.
Yeah.
September.
Yeah.
I know Alex came in November.
Yes.
So you've been here 6 months. What have you been doing since you came back? Why did you come back? And where will you be going?
So since I've come back, I've been working on the SDF framework, on the M2 parapet and restraints, vehicle restraint system, refurb, bridge deck. And I came back because they offered a really good graduate scheme training programme. Obviously, we're doing this head office placement, 2 months here as part of this graduate scheme. They're supporting us getting our Eng Tech and all the other training they've provided, so it's really good. And also, where I moved back home, they were able to offer me a job still within highways, but living at home, so that worked out really well. And luckily the M2 job was only 20 minutes from my house, so it's quite a nice job to be on.
There we go, it's worked out well for you then, and that's where you're going back to, is it? Potentially.
I believe it's not on for much longer after I come back. Hopefully I'll stay within the SDF framework, but I know highways has got many a jobs on, so you never know where you'll end up.
Actually, I haven't asked you about the placement here.
Yeah.
Because all graduates spend 2 months here, I believe, staying in Ipswich and moving around the different departments, the planning, the estimating, the proposals, the buying. Maybe back to Alex, could you say something about that? Because that's not your core job, is it?
No.
But the idea is that it gives you a fuller understanding of the whole operation. Has that been helpful?
Yeah, it's been amazing. I mean, when I was on site as a placement, you'd have next to zero interaction with head office. The only other times we come up here would be for training days and things. And you look out there and you see all these desks and you see the big blue wall separation things, and you just think, what actually happens here? It just looks a bit scary. But the old Jacksons are all lovely. Everyone we've seen up here has been amazing and friendly, and it's just been really cool to see what happens on the other side of a sort of contract wall, just to see just how much effort goes into winning projects and everything. Like the spreadsheets are just huge. They're terrifying.
Is there anything you'd like to add to that, Maddie? Anything that stood out for you during this time up here?
I think it's just been cool because at uni we did a lot of the contract side of it and reading all of that, and I obviously never thought, oh, where would I use that? Because obviously I'm an engineer. You do setting out, you do record keeping. So now coming to head office, it's been really interesting to see how actually stuff I have learnt at uni and what contracts it is, putting Gantt charts together and doing all of that is actually how it is utilised. And yeah, again, just seeing the whole big picture of it, it's just, yeah, really interesting.
I know this is the question you all dread, but have you had any thoughts about where this is all, where this is all taken, or where you'd like to end up, or as an engineer, what you'd like to do in the future? Maybe Alex again. Yep. Any thoughts on that? Just on
more the short-term future, I sort of one thing I was missing from my placement was just seeing a project from start to finish, because I was lucky in terms of when I started the project we were sort of building the compound a month later, so I sort of got the opportunity to just sit there and properly see the start of it, but it lasted a sort of 2 years in the end, so I didn't get to see the sort of end of the project, so just being able to see a project through from start to finish I think would be really good. But in terms of sort of the long-term aspect of it, I got to this point sort of following engineering just because I enjoyed it. I enjoyed physics and maths at school. Just kept on following what I enjoyed. So it's kind of worked up to this point. So may as well carry on doing that, I guess.
Keep following what you enjoy.
Yeah,
makes perfect sense to me. Now, how about you, Maddie? Where are you heading? What would you like to do? Any kind of projects or particular types of schemes you'd like to get involved in?
I think being on highways, it's obviously a lot of maintenance work. So I would love to be involved in a bigger project, just because I'm used to just being like the sole engineer on site. So it would be cool to see like a bigger site where you're working with other engineers and so that is definitely something I will want to do in the future. Obviously gaining Eng Tech currently, hopefully soon. So yeah, it's just working for all of that, just gaining more experience, and yeah.
What about Eng Tech? You mentioned Eng Tech.
Yeah.
Why is that important?
It is important because it recognises you as a competent engineer, and where you are working on a project as a sole engineer, it essentially is a professional body to recognise that you know what you're doing and I'm capable of doing it.
Well, good luck with that. Thank you very much for talking to us. I know not everyone finds this easy, but you've been excellent today, so thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah.
Good luck for your future.
Thank you.